Hey everyone, Todd Gober with Step by Step Golf coming to you today with episode 7 of At the Turn. Now, I've given the title of this episode, which is Enjoy the Walk. Those of you that have played golf with me will laugh when you think about how fast I play golf. I basically play polo in a golf cart. I am moving, very little shot planning time, usually no practice swings. It is go, 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 go. And I'm very similar to that in life. Moving fast, walking fast, talking fast, always thinking about what's next. I've just installed a second TV in our sunroom here because I wanted to know what else was on TV. And watching one football game at a time wasn't good enough. That is just my natural instinct, is to go, 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 go. Now, while I am not a proponent of slow play, either on the golf course or in life, I do think there is a middle ground, and I have just completed an interview with our special guest for today that really made me stop in my tracks and think about this subject of enjoying the walk. I wasn't even sure what I was going to entitle this episode until we went through this interview. So let me introduce you to a good friend of our family as well as our ministry, Jennifer Foster, who is our special guest today. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining in this next episode of At the Turn. I am thrilled to have a friend of the family, Jennifer Foster, joining us today. I got to know Jennifer through her husband, Jason, who was a co-worker and someone I got to know through work. And then we realized we shared the love of the game of golf together. And that's how I got to know Jason and Jennifer and their family. So Jennifer, thanks for appreciate your time today and coming on and joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me today.
Well, you've got an incredible story we'll get to. I can't wait for you to share a little bit about that. But hey, tell the audience first and foremost about you and your family, where you guys live, and kind of a little bit about you guys.
Yeah, my name's Jennifer, like you said. I am a registered nurse here in Mobile, Alabama. I've been married to Jason for 16 years now, and we have two awesome children, Caitlin, who's 14, and Alex, who's 10. They both keep us super busy. Like you said, golf. We're constantly on the golf course. So,
well, we say a lot of times, that person is one of the nicest people on earth. You and Jason really are. Like, it's the two of you guys. You guys. It's just been such a pleasure to get to know you guys over the years, and thankful to have y'all part of the ministry and part of the golf events that we do. So, again, just glad to have you here today.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Tell us about some of their golfing adventures. I know Caitlin and Alex both are very, very well, highly accomplished golfers. What are you guys up to recently?
So, we have played golf. They have competitively for about 4 years now. So many tournaments I've lost count along the way. But most recently, they both played in Pinehurst this summer. She was in the U.S. Kids Teen Worlds, and Alex made it back to Worlds again. So we were there for 2 weeks, and that's kind of like one of our favorite places to go is Pinehurst. Lots of memories there. Caitlin finished tied 6th this year. She was super excited about that, shot her personal best twice. And then Alex shot his personal best as well while he was there.
Amazing. 2 weeks in Pinehurst. That's not a bad place to be, right?
No, it was not. It was lots of golf. It was awesome.
Now, if I'm understanding correctly, your husband, maybe with your help, help of others, you guys have a couple of golf holes in your backyard, as I understand it.
We do. He has built 3 tee boxes. He could tell you the yardages right off the top of his head because we live on 4 acres. And then he's built a golf green with a sand trap in front of it that they can practice. And they also have a nice little putting green beside the pool that we were able to finish up this past spring. So
that's awesome.
They have no excuse not to practice.
Exactly. You brought the course to them. No more.
Exactly.
Well, Jennifer, I referred a minute ago to the story you guys have been through, you specifically. Having known your family, how special you guys are to us and to our ministry, and having followed along that story very closely as I did, keeping up with Jason and praying for you guys, and just your willingness to share and to share with our audience what you learned from that, I thought would be very powerful. So if you would, could you just kind of go back and walk us through a little bit about what you went through over the past few years?
Sure, absolutely. So I was diagnosed with breast cancer, considered metastatic because it had moved outside of the breast in September of 2018. I had had gene testing prior to that because I do have a family history. It was negative, so I thought, yay, I'm in the clear. I'm never going to have to deal with that. But it was a year after I got that negative gene test that I found a spot under my arm. I was like, this isn't right. And being a nurse, I was like, this really isn't right. So went to the doctors, got the proper testing, and that was August of 18. And then September 11th, 2018, I got the phone call that I had metastatic breast cancer. And from there, I underwent a year of treatment, total of everything.
Wow. What were the treatments like? How intensive or how often did you go for treatments?
So in the beginning, I had surgery to place support so they could give me the treatments. I had 6 rounds of chemo. So every 3 weeks I went all day long. Those 6 weeks, or 6 treatments rather, were extremely tough. I lost my hair. The first week was always tough. I had no energy, and each week built on that, where by the end of the 6 treatments, it was all I had to get up and go and take the kids to school. So after the 6 rounds of chemo, then I had surgery to remove 5 lymph nodes, then 25 rounds of radiation, and then I still continued with treatments every 3 weeks through September of 2019. So it was a full year of treatments.
Wow.
Yeah.
And talk about some of the folks. I know we're filming this here today, the week of Thanksgiving. I know along the way there were people by your side and kind of with you, not only family, but I'm sure doctors and nurses. Talk about how those people helped to kind of get you through some of those times.
So definitely our family and close friends were there the entire way, but there were people who I wasn't necessarily super close with that would always send texts or send messages. We had people dropping off meals for us 3 to 4 times a week to take that burden off of Jason from coming home to work because I didn't have the energy to do it. My coworker, I worked on the oncology floor, ironically enough, for years prior to being diagnosed. And some of the nurses who had left there ended up being my treatment nurses. So it was like my coworkers were taking care of me. The doctors whose patients I took care of were taking care of me. Dr. Beaker, her nurse practitioner Tracy, who I had on speed dial for every question. If it wasn't for them and the team that they had, it would not have been as easy, and it really wasn't easy, but as it was for me to go through the journey.
Mm-hmm. Talk about Jennifer's, there'll be people watching this that are going through something like that, or maybe on friends or family have recently gotten the news. Talk about some of those darkest moments. I mean, the times that were the toughest. What were they like, and how did you get through that?
So, knowing that you were waiting on test results it was probably a couple weeks. I was fortunate enough that it wasn't long, but it's the unknown, and you just have to be positive as best you can. You have to not read the internet and don't read everything that you see because, my mind started going different directions on, well, what if it's this? And so you just have to be patient. Unfortunately, it's just hard to be patient, but be patient until you get the results from your treatment team, and stand by with your family and just be supportive and let your friends and family know what's going on so you do have that support. We didn't tell the kids until we got the results, but as soon as we did, we included them. That was kind of do we tell them, do we not tell them? But they were as much of this journey and support for me, along the way as Jason was. So we were, up front with them as soon as we knew what was going on.
Yeah. And then tell us about the good news. How did it? How did you get to the ringing the bell or the all clear? How does that work? How did that?
So I waited till the very end of all the treatments to ring the bell. I could have rang the bell after my 6 rounds of chemo. I could have rang it after I did the 25 rounds of radiation, but I waited till the whole year was complete. But after chemo, the 6 rounds of chemo, so it was probably February. I had a repeat PET scan. and there was nothing. It didn't show up at all again. So that was very encouraging. Okay, we've knocked it out. We're going to get those lymph nodes out. So getting the all clear, it was just kind of like a weight lifted off your shoulders, and it was awesome. And then I rang the bell in September of 2019 after everything was completed. I had all the nurses there, the doctors, all my family was there. It was a good feeling. It was a great feeling.
Amazing. So that was September of 19. So you're now a little over a year.
A year out of treatment, yes.
You're out of treatment, and all is well. All good news, I would imagine, right?
It's all good news. I have routine scans, and then I see doctors. I still see 3 doctors routinely throughout the year. I'll have a repeat scan next month. But yeah, everything's so far so good. Just keep on. They say I'll see them for the rest of my life, which I'm fine to have to go see them and get good news. So. Yep.
Well, Jennifer, in these video messages we're doing called At the Turn, there's always it's interesting. There's always a parallel between golf and life, whether there's a lesson we learn from golf that applies to life, or in some cases vice versa. But there's definitely a parallel between those two topics. And I wanted to ask you, as you look back at the experience you went through and all the tough times and all the good times as well, particularly the ringing the bell moment, when you look back through all of that, what did you learn, or how would you say, that you were changed, having gone through that?
Just to cherish the moments that we do have. I took for granted, okay, I get to take my kids to school every day, or I get to go to these golf tournaments. And I didn't miss anything other than a couple of little things at school, but during treatment. But those times that I was there and present, I just cherished them even more so than I did before. I think it just teaches you that we're not promised tomorrow, and that live today like it's your last day. Love the ones who are around you. Be thankful for the ones that are around you, and just know that that's what gets you through every day, is just these people that are beside you every day.
Wow. That's amazing. So you didn't miss too many golf tournaments.
I did not miss the first golf tournament. I did not. There were days during my maintenance treatment during the summer that the kids would have a tournament. So I would text the nurses when I was on the way. That was a benefit of knowing them personally, and be like, I'm on my way, and they would mix my drugs, or they would have me there first thing, have it done, and then I could make it to the tournament. I didn't miss the first one.
Wow. What was there anything, this would be easy for golf people to say because we love the game so much, but I would guess that in some ways it helped you. It gave you something to look forward to during those days, to know that you had a touch up. Did that help a lot?
Oh, definitely. Because I love going out there and watching them and just looking forward to them. I spent many a days and hours asleep on the couch or in the bed, but I would get up. Gave me something to look forward to get up and move around and do. So
awesome.
Yeah.
That's an incredible message. We are so happy to see you on this side of it, and to know that we're now a year past all of that, and so far so good. Everything looks great. That is fantastic.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome.
So what's next for the Fosters? What do you guys have coming up in the way of golf tournaments?
Alex and Jason actually play next weekend at the Bluffs in Louisiana in a parent-child tournament with U.S. Kids on Saturday. And then Alex will play on Sunday in the last fall tournament. Caitlin just wrapped up her first season of SJGT, which she absolutely loved. She's taken a little bit of time off just working on her swing and that kind of thing. And she'll start back in January with that, coming back to the Joshua Cup in February, which she's excited about. And then she'll start her freshman year of golf in February as well. So
awesome.
And kind of slow. She's playing at Baker
High School in Mobile. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's actually her 3rd season there. She played there in 7th and 8th grade. Obviously, the 8th grade season kind of got washed out, but so we're looking forward to this season and hope we get the full thing in.
No doubt. Well, this has been an amazing message. I know it's very personal to you, but thank you for sharing that with our audience and for sharing the lessons learned and how you were impacted. I feel sure
someone watching this can take a lot of encouragement from your message. So that means a lot. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. I just getting the word out on that, it's possible to get through it. People do get through it every day. It's definitely made me a better person and a better nurse going through it.
Wow. Amazing. Well, thanks again. Look forward to seeing you guys at the Joshua Cup for sure. Hopefully see you at the tournament before then. Please tell Alex and Caitlin and Jason we said hello, and thank you for this.
Yeah, thanks, Todd.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Jennifer. I know that I was moved to the point of emotions in listening not only to her story, but her words of advice for us in terms of enjoying every day, every moment of every day. I didn't really know what the theme of this episode today was going to be, but after interviewing Jennifer, I thought it was very appropriate to call it Enjoy the Walk. That title, we can learn from that not only in our golf game, but also in life. And I actually jotted down a few notes after finishing the interview with Jennifer. I started with a couple of golf-related notes. Guys, number one, we can actually enjoy the walk. We can choose to walk instead of riding a golf cart. Maybe the next time you play, you may be encouraged to do that. Take a carry bag, take a small bag where you can just put 6 or 8 clubs if you want to lighten the load a little bit. But plan ahead and let's actually walk. One of the next couple of times we play golf. I think we'll find that to be a very enjoyable way to experience the golf course. I also wrote down, invite the single to join up, play up in your group. So if you look back and you see a single or a twosome, and you've got a place in your group to have those guys play up and join in, you never know who you might meet or who you may get to know. Could be a good way to enjoy the walk a little bit and get to know somebody new. Play a new golf course. If you find yourself playing the same course over and over again, maybe take the time to drive a little ways or look for a golf course that's new and different for you. That could be enjoyable as well. And then the last thing I wrote down was play early or play late. Those are really great times. When you see the sun coming up early in the morning or late in the evening, playing in those last couple of minutes as the sun goes down. The colors and the beauty of the golf course, those times of day really seem to be a great time to be out there. So choose to walk, invite the single to join up, play a new golf course, or play early or play late in the day. Those are some good ways to enjoy the walk a little bit more related to our golf game. Now, I did the same thing in terms of some life takeaways based on what I learned from Jennifer's message. The first thing I wrote down, I hope this is encouragement to all of you guys as well, is to unplug, literally unplug. Now, it's kind of funny for me to say, all of you watching this video of using social media of some sort, or you're on our YouTube page, which we appreciate. Social media is a great thing. It can be a great thing. Technology can be a great thing. And we certainly value the opportunity of using technology to help deliver our messages as well. But at the same time, we also need downtime. We need hours, maybe even half days, hours at a time where we put the cell phone down, turn social media off, disconnect from email. We don't need it by our side or in our pocket or in our hand all the time. I'm going to be encouraged to do that more. I hope you'll pray for me. I'll do the same for you. But based on Jennifer's message of just enjoying the day more, that would be one specific way we can do that. Let's make ourselves find time to unplug. Not just talk about it and not for 5 minutes, but maybe for an extended period of time each day and then several days in a row as we go throughout the week. Find time to unplug. Also, find time to connect with others. I wrote down here, speak to your neighbors. Invite neighbors or family or friends over for a game night, cook a meal and play games. Now, follow the social distancing rules and the guidance we've been given, and the fact that we're in a pandemic. I support that and encourage you to honor that and be very, very careful. But as you can and as you can social distance, especially with the people in your own household, find a way to spend time with those people. Could be cooking a meal or playing games together at night. Instead of that social media that we just talked about, putting down. Here's another one specific to connecting with others. Think about someone in your life you need to say thank you to. Reach out to someone specifically and say thank you for whatever they may have done for you, and let them know how that made you feel. It's a great way of connecting with others, and probably something that we don't do often enough is expressing our gratitude. That's a great reminder here on Sunday of Thanksgiving week, is to really be intentional in expressing our appreciation to other people. One other note I made here related to connecting with others would be neighbors, even just driving up and down the street. I'm guilty of not meeting and saying hello to my neighbors as much as I should. I need to be better at that. Think about your neighbors, and as you drive up and down the street, people you could wave to, reach out to, and just make a point to say hello and connect with other people. And then thirdly, I wrote down serving others. What a great way to enjoy the walk, as we're talking about. Enjoying the day, enjoying our time would be to take a meal to someone, or visit or make a phone call to an elderly family member, volunteer at an organization, something that takes ourselves, yourself, out of center and puts someone else in the center. You know, I heard a pastor say one time, it's the fastest way if you're kind of in a depression, or you're kind of in a low point, or even feeling kind of sorry for yourself. We've been in this pandemic for 8 or 9 months, and things are just kind of dragging and bogging down. The fastest way to change that, the fastest way to get yourself out of center, is to serve someone else, or to serve at an organization by volunteering your time. What a great way to help yourself enjoy the walk of the day just a little bit more. I hope you'll be encouraged by these takeaways, not only in golf, but also in life. And I really was just moved by Jennifer's message, and thought it was a perfect segue into the theme of enjoying the walk. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for joining episode 7 of At the Turn, and hope you were encouraged today to enjoy the walk.